Motherfucker, man. Stupid fucking alarms. All everything's going off all at once. What did it say? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was too consumed with turning it off. 16 minutes. Can we make it back home by then? No, in the book, Liber Lilith, it shows a perspective of Genesis that includes the origins of God. And in it, Lilith, comes out of his left side and then becomes the right. God damn, that's sexy stuff right there. And I couldn't understand it. It's like, what does that mean? Like, that's the hardest part to fucking determine. But understanding the sex habits of gods is like what? Oh, these are business models, you fucking dopes. Regular people weren't meant to read the Bible. Why are regular people trying to decipher the Bible? Oh, God. Oh, it teaches you how to become a god. It's a business plan. Smiling at myself. I'm smiling at myself because it's really sad. You gotta think of everything as evil as good and everything good as evil. No. Well, what came to me is that one is the loneliest number, right? But here's the thing: is like because of subdivision, one thing can't remain one thing forever. Like it needs counterbalance. That's why when the spermie goes into the egg, they counterbalance each other. And then they subdivide, and then they turn into two. Then the one turns into two. There's a masculine side and a feminine side. And then from those two more come. And then 4 more, and 8 more, and 16. Yeah, Adam and Eve weren't the fucking idiots. Adam is the sperm. Eve is the egg. How did Cain and Abel play into it? I guess Cain would be the first subdivision of the masculine half of the zygote, right? Is it a zygote once it splits? I forget the exact names, so bear with me. right? Because once it subdivides once, there's the masculine side and the feminine side, and then those two subdivide. And then that's when the son, the son sees the father, sees his real face, and goes, I don't want to be like you, I want to be like myself. But then they subdivide again, right? Right? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure it out in my head. What it's telling me. It's like it's a story about rebellion from conformity. Like the masculine side of the egg doesn't want to conform to all of the masculine sides before it, right? So it tries to form a sense of individuality by making itself a little bit different, by being a mutation, I guess, of everything that comes from it, because it is technically, that makes a lot of sense, because it is, unlike the female, because women have two X's, men have the Y. One comes from the, I mean, I know they both, it's like one comes from the mom, one comes from the dad, but you're getting it from the feminine side of the dad and the feminine side of the mother. Which in today's society are probably the most repressed versions. I'd be actually interested in a survey of women who feel more masculine than their male counterparts. But from a wide section of society, and I bet you'd find a trend that Jews and Muslims probably are the most balanced in terms of who holds the power, who holds the perceived power, who has power, how it's respected between the two, as opposed to other relationships. It's just a feeling I got. I could be wrong. See, because I know, going back to the Jews, it's like I know they treat their ladies. The ladies they aren't like, they're not like regular. They're not like your status quo person. Do you know they get like vacations, menstruation vacations, like once a month? Like I don't know if they're there every single day, but they go to a spa. They relax, take care of themselves. It's like a self-care week, is how I understand it. I've never been privy. To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure how I know all this. I know I've learned it over time, but, well, I mean, I used to live in Toms River, which is right next to Lakewood, and it's more common to understand Orthodox Jewish culture up there than it is down here, where I am now. I guess, well. But even at their homes, I think they do it in the condos too, is the men, they have like a back, like an outdoor house, like a little mini house, shelter that they live in for the week that the wife is menstruating. It's like they get the house, as far as I know, as far as I understand it, it's like they get the house to themselves, they get to go to the spa. See, because in Jewish culture, can't even say it's a religion. Like, that's not even right. That's like a disrespect. So, an abomination. Oof, of course I am. So, what is that? Well, you can marry both worlds. I mean, it's like be a butler week. I can see how you can merge those two ideas. Because when I was married, I mean, probably most part of the reason why I wasn't why I'm not married anymore was because when my wife was menstruating, I didn't give a shit. It's like, what? Get out of here. I don't know. Go upstairs. I'd even antagonize. But she said, "Don't fucking antagonize me right now," and I would poke, just to go, delicious energy. I wanted to be a Jew. I mean, just from observing outside, I'm like, that's amazing. You get to tell the government to go fuck itself, to a degree. No, not for real. All you gotta do is just get yourself elected, and then you can make all the laws start working in the favor of your chosen people, which is how politics works anyway. Which is why that system, it works. You don't see too many Orthodox politicians. Yet. Yet. Wouldn't that be something? If a rabbi ran for office. Like an Orthodox rabbi, unorthodox rabbi. I have political ambitions too. I've been seeing this Antichrist thing since I was a kid. Like, listen, just because people don't believe in it, that doesn't take a shit on my day. I don't give a fuck. That's your problem. In my mind, it's just inevitable. That's why I follow God's instructions. I just live my life by walking the path. Sometimes literally. Nobody has to believe what I believe. I don't give a shit. No, but I want to be president of the United States for a little bit. That's why I made my own form of United States. I call it the New States of America. It runs off the same basic principles as America. Like, it gets to stay the same. It's not like changing anything. The point is just to root out all the cancer that's kind of corrupting the system by creating a system that I can trust. Because in the Constitution, like, it literally says that once the government starts like acting against the will of the people and like is like a threat to the people, it's up to the people to fucking like get rid of that motherfucker ASAP and or form a new one. So nowhere in there does it says I have to wait for approval by HR. No, get on that shit. Become your own sovereign entity. Or no. Yeah, I follow the same rules, and I have my own. I don't think I'm above the law. I see the law as equal to me. Because the law is not above me. The law is no less above me than I am above it. How about that? Oh, when you put it that way. Exactly. I also follow divine law. From the divine light and the divine dark. Because there's both. One is more LOVE, the other one is more EVOL, EOVL. No, EVOL, right? I never tried spelling it before. Itty bitty shitty kitty committee is coming to my mind. Miss Kitty. So my deities, just for the sake of clarity, I have 4 main ones. 2 for the light, 2 for the dark. You have Toxic Rex and Miss Kitty Draconis. They represent the light. And then Mr. Demon, D''MON, named after his mommy and his daddy. And Miss Hellfire.